I hereby call on the African Union to create its own multi-trillion dollars stimulus fund to be managed by an African Union monetary fund team that they should put together. They can either ratify, implement the African Union monetary fund, or they can create a monetary fund team. This fund should be provided in local currencies by the African Union central banks and can be distributed or managed through the African Union payment system. I think they call it PAPS or something like that. It is quite easy and quite simple. The important thing is that it should be a figure that is equal to trillions of dollars, US dollars in amount, but in local currencies. This fund should be made available to the African Union members through a monetary fund team by the African Union, and the money can reach the states through the African, what they call it, I think they call it the Exim Bank that is working with the payment system. Why is it justified that the African Union should do that? Because the African Union is expected to generate somewhere around $26 trillion from economic growth over the next 26 years. And the African Union is sitting down on hundreds of trillions of dollars of natural resources, minerals, which means that they can afford to advance, to borrow something from their future income, from themselves, not from the international financial market, from themselves. The European Union are borrowing trillions of dollars from themselves that they are not in a position to pay. The Americans are doing the same thing. The Africans are in a position to generate these incomes over $26 trillion over the next 26 years, hundreds of trillions of dollars in minerals. And all they need to do now is to create a few trillion dollars in liquidity and provide it for their nation states so that they can provide security, infrastructure, and whatever they need. They must do it. This is something that they must do. The African Union must create their own stimulus fund. And if they do it, the growth expectation would not be $26 trillion over 26 years, because that figure is calculated at current financial input. If they have trillions of dollars, the amount of income that would be generated would be at least double or more. Now, this is an advice that the African Union, the 54 African states in the free trade area, cannot afford to ignore. They must do it. The Americans must provide stimulus or the state would collapse, so they have provided it. The Europeans must provide stimulus or else the European Union would have collapsed, so they provided it. African Union is struggling and cannot get up off the ground because they must provide stimulus and they are not doing it. Now I am calling on the African Union and all you people that I see on TikTok and Facebook and all of that, you are to support this idea that I am putting forward, because I don't see anybody else have any better idea. And I don't see any of you supporting the ideas that I am putting forward, even though the ideas that I am putting forward are the solution to the African problem. So why are you not rallying around me and supporting these brilliant and powerful, effective ideas that I am putting forward? Where are you guys on TikTok and Facebook? Why are you not rallying around the creation of African Union Stimulus Fund? I need to see you people supporting this idea now.